And finally, in this section, we're going to have a look at, on completion of this user, activities will have been targeted for their, and this gets a little bit controversial in terms of educational models, but I've just picked out a couple, three options here. Zone of proximal development is the idea that you create a challenge for the user that's not too hard but not too easy either. So what you need to do first and foremost is find out what level the user is at. They may be an advanced user, a medium level user, or have only just started on the system. So that may determine what level you aim it at. Learning styles can be highly visual learning. It could be an audio video like I'm doing now, or it could be just straight text. So depending on what the learner likes and how much interactivity goes into it and all that sort of thing. So if they're a highly kinetic learner, then they're going to want a lot of movement. They're going to want to move things around on the screen, and high levels of interactivity will appeal to them more. So this kind of comes down to appeal, and the data that you'll get from the learning will indicate that the users are completing all the activities in the expected time frame. So they keep coming back more, and they'll do it in a period of a week rather than 6 months or whenever they're prompted to go back or told to go back. The zone of proximal development outcome that you'd expect is that high levels of engagement. So they're progressing through at the expected time, in the expected time, and they're also achieving in the expected manner. So rather than skipping through really quickly, they're going through at the expected time, and rather than achieving 100% on everything, sometimes their scores are a little bit lower because they find it more challenging. Literacy level, I've just put in there language and ICT. Literacy, just as an indicator, if you've got people who have very low literacy levels, then it would be unrealistic to put high levels of text in there and expect them to find it appealing. So I've just put that in there as an issue as well. Now again, these areas don't have to all be targeted. So when you're asking the question, on completion of this activity, users will have been targeted for their, none of these may be targeted in the same way that only one or two of these may have been targeted, and it's probably realistic that you should know which level of information that you're aiming at. But the more complex you make these pieces of content, the more it will cost you, and the more storyboarding and planning needs to go into it. The bonus, the outcome of that, is that you'll have much higher levels of engagement, you'll have far better outcomes, and your learners will really enjoy what they're doing.